Hello, I'm Jonathan Dunsky, author of the Adam Lapid Mysteries. On this channel, I often talk about crime fiction that I read and enjoyed. And today, I'd like to tell you about 4 novelists that write or wrote funny crime fiction. Most of crime fiction and the mystery genre is serious, very realistic and sort of grim because the subject matter is tragic, usually murder and other forms of crime. But there are subgenres within the crime fiction genre in general that are lighter and sometimes even funny. And the 4 authors that I'm about to tell you about have written fantastic, funny crime fiction. And when it's done right, funny crime fiction is simply a joy to read. It's something that can put a big smile on your face and is just a lot of fun. So the first author that I'd like to tell you about is Janet Evanovich, who is a very successful author who writes primarily the Stephanie Plum series that I believe numbers today 28 novels and a number of shorter works as well. Stephanie Plum is a bounty hunter who works in New Jersey, and she sort of stumbles into that line of work because she is out of a job at the beginning of the series. And she sort of bumbles through at least her first few cases, and she runs into a lot of colorful characters, a lot of sort of quirky scenes and things that happen to her that are very funny. The dialogue is terrific. The writing is fast and crisp and easy to go with. And Stephanie Plum is a character that is a lot of fun to hang around with. If you want to start this series, book 1 is One for the Money, so check it out. The second author that I'd like to tell you about is Carl Hiaasen. Carl Hiaasen writes funny and humoristic crime fiction, mostly set in the state of Florida. And not only does the locale of the state of Florida is used to enhance the humor in the books, the characters are often zany and colorful and sometimes even a bit crazy. And he does a lot of sort of crazy plot twists and things like that that make his books unpredictable and funny and humoristic. The best book of his that I've read is Double Whammy, which is also book 1 in his Skink series, Skink being the main character in Double Whammy, or one of the main characters in Double Whammy. He is a sort of a hermit that lives in a rural county in Florida, and he speaks often out of turn and does a lot of crazy and funny things. The third author that I can recommend is Lawrence Block. Lawrence Block is a prolific writer of crime fiction. He's written and published over 100 books. He is best known for his series about private investigator Matt Scudder. That series is very grim indeed, set in New York City. And so these are not funny crime fiction. That's very serious, but it is also very recommended. But apart from Scudder, he's also written a number of other series. One of them stars sort of a gentleman burglar by the name of Bernie Rodenbar, who appears in more than 10 novels. And Bernie he burglars places, and he sort of stumbles into trouble and murder when he does so, and he then needs to extricate himself from that trouble. And the books are light, very well written, and are just very funny in the way that Bernie goes about trying to solve his problems, and the characters that he runs into, and just in the way that the books are written. The fourth author that I'd like to recommend today is Donald E. Westlake, who passed away a few years ago, and he's the only one of the 4 who is no longer writing, unfortunately. And he, like Lawrence Block, also wrote serious crime fiction and funny crime fiction under the name of Richard Stark. He wrote the very successful Parker series, but under his own name, he wrote a series about a sort of a master planner of capers by the name of Dortmunder, and who appears, I believe, in 14 novels. And he has a sort of a crew of funny criminals each of which is sort of a colorful character in and of himself, that he works with to do all sorts of insane capers that go ludicrously wrong, and the books are a lot of fun to read. In addition to the Dortmunder series, he also wrote a novel by the name of The Busybody, which I'm actually currently rereading, about a mobster who is looking for a body that disappeared after it was buried. And on that body, with that body, or on that body, was supposed to be a stash of drugs that were sewn into the lining of the suit jacket that the body was buried in. So that's a lot of fun as well. Quite a funny book that I enjoyed when I read the first time, and I'm enjoying even more now that I'm rereading it. So if you're in the mood for something light and funny and very well written, check out books by these 4 authors. I doubt that you'll find something that you don't enjoy, even though I haven't read all their work. Everything I read that was written by these 4 authors, I've enjoyed quite a bit. So you can find links in the description below to where you can find copies of, or you'll find the books that these authors have written. And if you read any books by Janet Evanovich or Carl Hiaasen or Lawrence Block or Donald Westlake, or if you can recommend any other author who writes funny crime fiction, please leave a comment below. I'm looking forward to reading your opinions and your recommendations. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.